About a year ago, I found myself falling into a pretty dark place. Simple things like meeting up with friends, coming up with new video ideas, or even getting up for the day felt daunting and exhausting. I guess you could call this the worst rut of my life. A few months ago, I decided it was time to take back control of my life. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 10 best things I was able to do to pull myself out of this rut. I hope this video can help you out if you've been feeling the same, and just remember, getting out of a rut takes time. These are not overnight fixes, but simply new routines that you can practice every day that will hopefully pull you into a better light. These are just some of my tips, so please, if you have any advice on how someone can get out of a rut, please leave it down in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let's get started. Alright, 10 habits that changed my life to get me out of a funk. Let's start with the first habit, which is probably the most simple and something you can do literally right now. Put your thoughts down on a piece of paper. I've never been one into like journaling and stuff like that, but something that has helped me so much this year is any day I'm feeling anxious or like I have so many thoughts going on, I just put it down on paper, and it is so nice to see it physically. In my head, I literally feel like I have 1,000 things going on at once, and what helps me is when I write down every single emotion I'm feeling, I'm then able to attach an action to that emotion that I can use to help turn it into something a little more positive. And kind of going along with this, but another thing that really unexpectedly helped me was voicing my feelings on Instagram. Now I know not everybody has Instagram, or you might not want to be super open with the public about how you're feeling, but I spontaneously shared on my social media how I was feeling, and the amount of love and support I got from not only my friends, but people I was never really close with that I found out really cared about me. Just the kind words I heard from people helped so much in that day. So if you were one of those people that contacted me and reached out, I just want to say thank you so much. That ended up helping so much, just being a little bit vocal on social media about how I was feeling. And then of course, if you have a close friend, even if you guys usually don't talk about mental health and how you're feeling, just open up that conversation, because chances are that person is more than happy to listen to you and be an ear, and they probably have really good advice for you that you have never heard. And if you guys feel like you don't have anyone to turn to, you can always send me a message on Instagram. I try my best to get back to you guys when you reach out for any kind of advice. All right, so I want to talk about decluttering your space. I feel like this is something you always hear in these videos, so it's kind of a given. And I agree, like having a clean space and decluttering your life is great for inside your home. It's great to have more room and have less stuff. But I want to talk about this from more of the emotional and mental side of it. So something that I have noticed is when I do a small task like cleaning up a pile of clothes, or, you know, getting rid of some of the PR I'm sent, just random stuff like that. The whole idea is after I take care of some kind of decluttering task in my house, I'm then kind of triggered to want to accomplish more because of how good it makes me feel after. So I really recommend with just starting something small and seeing how you feel after. It might end up triggering you to want to be more productive. All right, next I want to talk about creating a new space. This is something that has significantly helped me, and I first want to like put a disclaimer. I know that we don't all have the ability or the amount of space to switch up your area. Trust me, I know. I once lived in a shoebox apartment that like I couldn't even move anything around. But if you have the ability to make some kind of slight change to your space, especially if you're someone like me that works from home, give it a try. My work from home setup for the past 2 years has been rough, okay? So if you guys remember, I used to have a table over there in my house, and I was really excited about it because it was nice and big. I thought it was gonna help me be more productive, but it ended up just collecting a bunch of stuff on it because I never had a good setup, and it was just a clutter collector. So what I ended up doing is I completely rearranged my room, and I got some like little tools to help me work. So I got a computer stand, and I also got a wireless keyboard and mouse. I always thought the laptop stands were a little bit useless, and yes, they are amazing for posture, but something about having my computer
computer propped up, it brings me back when I was working in an office, and it just makes me feel more in the zone and that I'm able to focus easier. So I definitely recommend playing around with different accessories and tools that you can use to give yourself a better work environment if you are somebody that works or studies from home. All right, next we need to talk about social media and the importance of limiting social media time. I know like we always hear, you know, limit your social media time, but if you're in a rut, have you actually tried that? Because I didn't actually try that until recently, and it has helped so much. It's hard for me because social media is my job, so I have to use social media to gain inspiration and see what is trending. But there's a huge difference between using it for a purpose and just scrolling. So I really recommend just limiting your time, whether you have to set timers or blocks on your phone. I just feel like social media can so easily take you from a great place into a really dark hole just from watching stuff and comparing yourself to other people. And sometimes I will just feel so envious and jealous, and I'll feel like I'm not doing something right because I'm watching someone else's social media. So if you feel like social media is starting to really affect you, just delete it for a few hours and then turn it back on for a couple hours. And also I want to talk about the whole idea of muting people, because that is something I recently discovered, and I love the mute button on Instagram. If you feel like there are people you follow who, you know, you want to keep close in your life, but their content is just draining a little bit, mute them. What's nice is you can still go check on their profile whenever you want, but you don't have to worry about being triggered every time you see a post from them. That isn't good for your mental health. All right, next, if you are in the middle of a rut that you just can't seem to get yourself out of, I recommend changing up your daily routine in very small ways. I know like we're all living our own lives and we all have our big daily routines, but there are small things you can do to change up your everyday that will really help kind of put a new perspective on life. So for example, something as small as changing up the route you drive to work, or your walking route if you have a dog, or changing your coffee order, or going to a new cafe. If you always go to one cafe, switch up, because at the end of the day, in order to get out of a rut, you need change. You can't expect to just do the same thing and somehow get out of this rut. So I really encourage you to do something to change up your daily routine. Something I realized is in the summer, the beach where I live right on the beach. If you guys are new to my channel, it is so crowded, and I would walk Cleo in the morning on the beach, and then after I would feel so drained, like first thing in the morning. And I realized it's because I was putting myself in these huge crowds of people first thing in the morning. So what I do now is in the morning, I go somewhere still very close to my house, but it's a very quiet street where I don't hear tons of people, I don't hear screaming kids, and that has helped me so much. All right, let's talk a little bit about night routines. So I wholeheartedly believe that a huge part of getting out of a rut means that you are getting enough sleep. So if you're not getting at least 8 hours of sleep, try your best to rearrange your schedule so that you can fit in enough time for that. Even now, I'm in a much better headspace now, but I still just feel off on the days that I don't sleep enough. So get enough sleep. And then also other parts of my night routine that I love are just having a nice cozy sleeping area. I love watching good content that makes me feel good before I go to bed, listening to good music. And then as you guys know, I'm a skincare fanatic, so I always love to do a nice skincare routine, and I'm really excited because tonight I got some new products in the mail that I'm gonna use. So these are from the brand Selenus, and this is their Artemisia line. I am so excited to try these out. There's all types of products like toner, cleanser, ampoule, and one of the things just like right off the bat that I absolutely love about this brand, not only is their packaging really cute on the inside, but their boxes have the best messages that are just so fitting for this video. So inside here it says, "For sure tomorrow will be better than today." That's just one of the messages I found inside here, but how perfect is that? So the main ingredients of this line include the 𝗁𝐸 Lion's Foot Mugwort, which is effective for calming, moisturizing, and anti-aging. And these are mild, hypoallergenic, clean beauty products that don't have any artificial coloring or fragrances. And a clinical trial was completed on these products. They're proven to be low irritation, hydrating, calming, and great for cleansing. So after using the cleanser, I loved how soft it made my skin feel even after I washed it off. And it foamed up so easily. When I washed this off my face, my skin felt like it was deeply, thoroughly cleaned. For this toner, after I used this, my skin felt like it had been moisturized with plenty of hydration, which is what my skin needs right now because it can often get a little bit dry, especially with my aircon on all day. And I feel like the moisture has been locked into my skin after using this. I loved the formula of this Ampoule because it didn't leave my skin feeling heavy or sticky, which a lot of Ampoules tend to do. And I think this is really good to use even midsummer because of the formula. If you have oily skin, I think this water cream is the perfect product for you. It also feels very lightweight, which makes me think that it's a great product for humid days like today. And it did not leave my skin feeling greasy, and my skin absorbed it very nicely as well. I think everyone should have a repair balm like this in their skincare collection because it really has such a unique texture. I guess I can compare it to the texture of ricotta cheese. It's very fluffy, it's thick, which is great for those that have dry skin, and it's the type of product that can be layered as well. I definitely understand why it won Best Skincare 2022, Best Sensitive Care from the Beauty Awards hosted by Beauty Insider. Also, I'm sure some of you guys know 𝗂𝐒𝐒 is coming up. It is in LA from August 19th until the 21st, and Selenus will be featured in the K collection booth at 𝗂𝐒𝐒. You can stop by that booth to check out product promotion, sales, and more events going on in that area. Thank you so much to Selenus for sponsoring this video. All right, next I want to talk about diet and the food we're eating and taking care of yourself. So if you've ever been in a depressive episode, you know you cannot just get up and cook. Like, it doesn't work like that. You're not able to just, you know, go to the grocery store and buy groceries because stuff like that is very difficult when you are depressed or in a rut. So let's be very realistic here. You're probably eating out a lot. You're probably ordering takeout. That is fine because I feel like I've been doing that for a lot of this year. There's a reason you guys don't see me cooking that much. But one thing that has helped me is just finding healthy-ish takeout options. I'm gonna get really honest for a second, and I know some people won't like what I'm saying here, but ruts are mostly about getting yourself mentally out of a hard place, right? So do yourself a favor and be kind to your physical body. If you decide to make like 100% unhealthy choices during your rut, that is gonna bring you not only, you know, your mental health back, but it's gonna take your physical health 10 steps back, and it's gonna be even harder for you to get out of your rut and resume normal daily life. And no, this is not me fat shaming, I'm not junk food shaming. This is just like honest, because in the past when I've been in ruts, if I'm really hard on myself physically, if I eat too much junk food, it's always so much harder for me to get out of the rut, because then I'm not only faced with the mental aspect, but I have the whole physical aspect of looking at my body and hating the way I look because of all the junk I consumed during the rut. So just try your best to make, let's say, 75% healthy choices. I still love ice cream, I still love chocolate, love rewarding myself all the time, love cheat days, all that good stuff. I just want to be realistic. Like, I'm not going to tell you guys, you know, cook and you're home, because it's not that easy. But if you can find healthy-ish takeout options, you will feel so much better after eating those compared to something very processed and junky. All right, I want to talk about gratitude, affirmations, and meditations. So back in 2015 is when I discovered the whole law of attraction thing. And while I still stand by all of that, I don't do that in my daily routine. Like, I'm not good at writing down daily affirmations every single day. But whenever I'm in a rut, I kind of always come back to the whole affirmation gratitude type of thing. And sometimes, like, it's hard to just sit here with a blank mind and come up with things that you are thankful for. So what has really helped me is using a meditation app, and I basically just look up affirmations. So I literally listen to somebody telling me how I need to feel. And I hope that doesn't sound weird, but it helps so much. If you guys have not used a meditation or an affirmation app, give it a try. So for example, this morning on my walk, I just turned it on, and, you know, first thing in the morning, I'm hearing someone tell me, like, you are healthy, you are capable of, you know, chasing your dreams, you deserve to feel happy. And I think YouTube probably has similar content, but I just like having the app because I feel like it keeps everything in one place, and the sounds are really nice. Like, the people are very professional sounding, and there's always like waterfall sounds in the background, which is really good for relaxing. So yes, I definitely recommend doing meditation, affirmations. I remember my friend Beth, she told me months ago, like, oh, I've been doing meditations, and I was like, like that's not for me, and I love it. All right, next I want to talk about movement and doing something for your body. So I'm someone who hates the gym, and when you are getting yourself out of a rut, it's really important to do exercises that you actually enjoy. So my exercise of choice is just walking. I walk several times a day. Obviously I have a dog, but you don't need to have a dog to do that. If you are feeling not in the mood to work out, just stretch, and I promise you, you will feel the physical effects after. But yes, I challenge you, if you haven't already taken a walk today, get up and go on. You can do, I think, 20 minutes. You can do a 20-minute walk. You will feel so good after. I always feel like when I'm walking is when my mind becomes the most creative, because I'm not just sitting and looking at one thing. I'm constantly looking at so many things, and the fresh air just always feels so good. All right, the last and final tip and new routine that I have for you guys is probably the most important and game-changing mental thing you can do for yourself to get out of a rut or a depressive episode. You have to assume that you are already out of your rut. You have to assume the role of the person you know you're capable of being. And hear me out, because some of this can get a little bit confusing. If this sounds familiar to you, it's called the law of assumption, but I'm just going to explain the way I implement this into my life. So basically, you have to stop thinking about the fact that you're in a rut, and you have to kind of trick your mind into pretending like you are already out of this rut. The more you think about the rut that you are in, the more it is going to manifest into a bigger and bigger and bigger rut. You need to believe that you are capable of being the person that you want to be right now. And I know a lot of this is going to sound a little bit delusional, but it has helped me so much. And you always hear society say, oh, like, I'll believe it when I see it. I know when I was younger, I used to always hear my parents say that. Shout out, Mom, if you're watching this, I love you. But the whole idea of, oh, I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe I'm gonna be ripped with abs when I see it. I'll believe I'm gonna be a millionaire when I see it. But think about stuff like cell phones or Amazon or YouTube or computers. Like, those people believed in themselves before they saw that physical thing they created. Does that make sense? Like, when Steve Jobs made Apple, he believed in his own idea before he saw the physical computer he made. So you have to believe in your capability of being the best version of yourself. You have to believe that you are out of the rut before you even get out. So let me give you some examples. I was putting off getting Wi-Fi every single day for literally years. Like, I went without having a Wi-Fi contract in Korea for years. And then finally I was just like, you know what? Let me just do it. What kind of business person doesn't have Wi-Fi in their house? So I got Wi-Fi. I just did it. When I envision the best version of myself in my head, I think about someone that has a nice, clean, aesthetic looking workplace. So that's why I changed immediately the way that I was working. I made a new workplace. I was watching a YouTube video last night about this topic, and I pulled a really good quote from it. It says, you can either create your future from your past and your bad experiences, or create your future on the vision that you want through positive experiences that fit your narrative of what you want. So basically, the way I perceive this quote is, look forward at your vision. This is the vision board I made in January, and I love it. I look at it every single day. If you have to have something like physical photos, do it. This literally took like 10 minutes to make. But no matter what, stop beating yourself up about all the things you did wrong and all of the time you wasted and all that kind of stuff. How do you expect to turn those negative thoughts into something amazing? You can't, you know? You have to just keep your eyes on the prize and take action of what you want your dream self to be doing. And it will really just manifest into itself. As I said at the beginning of this video, these are not overnight quick fixes. I don't have any quick fixes to share with you guys because getting out of this rut took me months to do. But I hope a lot of these things I shared with you can help you. If you have any advice, leave it down in the comments. I'm hoping that this video reaches new audiences and that we can just bounce ideas off of each other. Let me know what you guys saw of this video. I would love to do more motivational videos like this in the future. Obviously, I have to be in a good headspace to film. I love you guys so much. If you are struggling right now, if you feel like nobody believes in you, I believe in you. Seriously, I genuinely believe that you have the ability to pull yourself out of whatever dark space that you are experiencing, but you have to believe in yourself first, okay? Because nobody can do it for you, especially if you don't believe in your own self. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye, guys.